Welcome to Modern Homestead, Alaska. I am Jessica. We are a small family homestead here in South Central Alaska. And we really truly are in our infancy stages of building out this homestead. And this channel is all of our adventures, whether that's fishing and hunting or gardening and livestock, all of the different things that we do, building projects, the whole 9 yards. We share all of it here at Modern Homestead, Alaska. In today's video, we are right here on the cusp at the very beginning of harvesting season in Alaska. And if we harvest, we preserve. We're going to do a couple of good preserving projects here on the homestead, as well as taking a little adventure to a YouTube meetup with a bunch of other YouTube channels. So it's an exciting video. I can't wait to share. Let's get into it. Well, tonight I want to make a beautiful dinner. I want to make like a seafood type pasta, and I want to do it with a garlic scape pesto. So what that means is I'm going to take care of this 30-foot long garlic bed. Now it's 3 rows of garlic, 2 rows of onions, and then 3 rows of garlic, along with some other things I just planted throughout the center, like a cucumber and some cilantro, or maybe parsley or something like that. And it's full of weeds, but also some beautiful flowers. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna weed this, and I'm gonna take all the garlic scapes off and harvest those, and then get this bed cleaned up. Ignore the rooster. He has been fed. He has been taken care of, but he has a lot to say. Let's get to work. Okay, that's all my back can take today. We got everything weeded. I even, some of the onions, if there's a really tiny one next to a good sized bulb, I pulled the tiny one just to give the big one some space. And we trimmed the tops of the onions just so it will put all of the energy into the bulb now. And so that's exciting. I took 2 entire baskets of those in, and now we're gonna cut the garlic scapes. And I want to show you, this is what a garlic scape is. So each hardneck variety sends out a certain amount of leaves, and then out of the center it sends this, which is technically going to be its seed. I have watched a bunch of videos where they've left the scape to see what it does to the bulb, and then they've cut the scape, and in every instance, if you don't cut this, you get a tiny bulb that doesn't make a lot of little garlics, and it really interferes with the production of the garlic. So we're gonna go through and clip all of these out right now. Look at this. This is one pile of green onions and onion tops. There's the other pile. And then that's all the garlic scapes. That's not even all of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean these up really quick and get the onions overnight. Just put in a bag or something, and I'll deal with making pesto out of those tomorrow. We'll deal with the garlic scapes tonight. So I'm just gonna get all this washed up and shoved into a bag. Okay, we got finished all of the onion tops, 5 gallons. 5 gallons of those. So we're gonna rinse our garlic scapes. I did just cut them straight off. They weren't like mixed in with anything. However, they've been outside, so we're gonna give them just a good rinse, and then a slight chop, and then we're going to measure them out. All right, let's see how many cups. All right, so that's 8 cups. Okay, so I have about 10 cups total of the chopped garlic scapes. I'm gonna work in batches, but then I'm gonna mix it all together before we put it in the freezer. So I only have 3 of these Parmesan things that I can spare, and we're just going with the flow. So to the 10 cups of garlic scapes, I have 5 cups of walnuts, just kind of dry sauteing in a pan over here. We're just looking to bring out the flavor and the oil of the walnuts. Just kind of toasting them a little bit. Okay, so the measurement's gonna be 2 cups of garlic scapes, 1 cup of oil, about a cup of cheese, and then half of a cup of nuts. Give it a little bit of a chop. Cups. 2 cups of oil. And 1 of the Parmesans. That is amazing. Wow. I didn't expect it to be that good. That'll work. We're getting started on the seafood pasta. I have a pot of salted boiling water, and by the time this is done, so will the seafood. So heavy bottom, some sort of pan. We're gonna start preheating that. Get a little oil in it. I have the halibut. We went fishing for this ourselves. I'm going to just cut it into generous size pieces. Okay, we have some shrimp that has been cleaned. There's no tails. There's nothing on it. And then imitation crab is actually a fish, but it isn't actually crab. But I have this in the freezer and we need to start using it on something, so I thought it would be perfect with tonight's dinner. We're gonna work in batches. So first the halibut down. And then salt and pepper the fish once it's in the pan. Okay, now in with the shrimp. We're gonna go in with the pesto. We are out here at the YouTube meetup with a whole bunch of other YouTube channels, and I brought Aaron so that I didn't have to work. What are you making?
Jalapeno poppers. Right?
Talk louder when you have no voice. What are you making?
No, because you say I yell when I do that.
Oh, what are you making? Oh my gosh. Jalapeno poppers. He's gonna do a bunch of smoking. Look who's here! Hello! Wave! You wanna wave? You wanna wave?
This is my friend Charlie.
Hi, Charlie!
He's cute. Are you cute?
Everyone wave. Wave. Liliana, that's my girl. Tony, we know him, 100%.
And action.
And cut. Oh, Aaron, you did it wrong. That's good. You got some gloves for me?
Meat church.
Meat church. Honey
Can
pot.
I look?
Yeah.
Honey pot.
Put a little flavor to that popper.
Barbecue.
I think I said if I were to show you my
Interesting. Because I might have a little fire.
Yeah. Well, it's already going to be hot with the jalapeno,
Yeah, I
right?
don't think, yeah.
Aaron, you have no head. Amy, can you make Aaron have a head on this camera here?
They shut it down because it's like they know.
Amy's going to direct. Now he has a head. Get it, Richard. Amy's got it. Amy's in charge.
Yeah, the 2/3 rule there, honey.
Oh, there we go. Look at us. You never have help. Okay, you're faster than me.
Do you like to
Whoa,
cut?
big
Do you cut between scenes?
Do we?
No, hold on a second. Start talking.
I was like, I asked my whatever employee to record me and make a short, and it was him taking a breath before each scene. It was over and over.
You stuff that
Ooh,
in.
look at that. Look at that B-roll.
Get out of here.
Aaron is the stuffer man.
Official stuffer.
All right. Hey, Aaron, did you take over Bill's grill? What are you doing, big guy?
Cooking for Bill.
Cooking for Bill. What are you doing, Tony?
I'm watching it.
Tony's a supervisor.
We got Bill here. Bill has 2 channels. What are your channel names?
My Alaska and Digging Alaska.
And then John in Alaska.
Hi, Jessica. Aaron's the head cook on Homestead, Alaska.
He is. Aaron is the head cook. Mitchell's in Alaska.
I'm Aaron. Pleased to meet you.
I know Aaron.
You know me?
You know Aaron?
I'll tell you something. I think out of all the YouTubers, I think Aaron has the best beard of them all. I mean,
This guy had the biggest.
He did. What happened, Tony?
This is like so.
You had that ZZ Top beard forever.
Just had to get rid of it.
Trying to keep
Oh
it
man. I love it.
Exactly what I'm talking
Okay, we're
about.
at phase 2 of the barbecue. What are you even doing here, big guy?
I don't know why I came. I haven't figured that out yet. Can you give me a napkin, please?
Yeah. So pork loin?
Yeah, pork loin. We're gonna smoke it wrapped with bacon, right?
Nice.
Is that more of that?
Meat church.
Meat church.
Meat church. Get in there.
Did well with the jalapeno poppers.
Yeah.
Hey, wrecking the shot there, doggy. For the Baptists that watch you, we'll move this.
Thank you.
All right, so we're closing out here. It was fantastic. I will leave a link to a bunch of the channels or a hashtag you can follow if you want to follow any of these other YouTube channels. So we've already jarred and frozen the garlic scape pesto. Now I have these 5 gallons of onion tops, and we're gonna get ready and do an onion top pesto. The onion can stand up a little bit better to some robust flavors, so you could do different nuts and herbs, all the different things. But we're gonna roast some walnuts again because I have, and somehow I have more walnuts in the freezer than I do of any other kinds of nuts that we stock up on. And I also love walnut. I love it. The oils come out of it once you roast them for a few minutes. And then with the onion, it's gonna be pretty fantastic. The other thing we're doing today is gonna be olive oil instead of the avocado oil. The olive oil is going to add an additional flavor, and so these 2 onion garlic flavored pestos are still going to taste quite a bit different. And while the walnuts, this is going to be messy. I'm clean. Okay, so while the walnuts are going for just a couple of minutes, we are going to grate some Parmigiano Reggiano from Costco. I ran out of I have 1 Parmesan left from AZURE, and I want that for like pastas and stuff this week. And my mom went into Anchorage yesterday, and so she grabbed me 2 blocks. I'm not sure if we'll need both of them, but she grabbed me 2 blocks. They're about 1.5 pounds of Parmesan. So take the rinds off. I freeze the rinds. I use those for soups, certainly in the winter time, but at any point in time. And then we got the cheese grater part on here. We just need it kind of chunky because it's all gonna get broke down and blended together. So let's get okay, we're gonna start getting the onions broke down. Like that. Some walnuts. Some parm. So I'm just trying to work out the measurements because there isn't really like a recipe online, if you will. I think 1 gallon of the onion tops because they really do break and squish down. About a cup, half cup of walnuts, and then same of Parmesan. And then 1 cup. It's really good. It needs a bit more oil. So,
What is it?
it's a onion pesto.
Oh, onion.
Yeah. All right. Hey. Yep. It won't rain again, they said until 4, 5, or 6 this evening. What an incredibly bright and beautiful. Here's the thing, I think pesto, real pesto, is basil, pine nuts, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese. We're calling these things pesto. I don't know if they're truly pesto. I don't think pesto is like a method, whereas like making something into, oh, I don't know. I'm trying to blank on that. But my point is, I don't think anything ground up with nuts and Parmesan cheese and oil is pesto. I think pesto is a very specific thing. However, I don't have a better word or explanation for what we are preserving here. And so we'll continue to just call it pesto. Here, a meal idea, simple pasta. Pull one of these out of the freezer and add that in. We love pesto on sandwiches, all sorts of different ways, and preserving it is super simple. The oil content, I don't know if I mentioned that already, is so high that you cannot can this. So you can't even high pressure or anything. So all of these actually have to be stored in the freezer. And so I use a spoon, get it down in there, and then I have kind of this rubber spatula to work some air pockets out. But I also only want, I don't quite want it full because everything expands in the freezer. And so I want to fill the jars just to this bottom line here. So right there, and then there we have it. I'll grab a towel in case I get anything on one of the rings. I do still want to clean that up, only because it will omit scents into our freezer. And that, opening a freezer, looking for strawberries or something like that, smells like a giant onion bomb, is not the most pleasant. And so we want to make sure there's nothing on the outsides of the jars. So then I open the next one and move it directly over. But that's all clean. Isn't that beautiful? It smells so good in here. I went ahead and took the time to clean everything up, I'm now just gonna label and date these, and then all of them just pop in the freezer. I will pull out what I want when I want it. I was thinking of a couple of recipes. I want to put this over goat cheese and eat that with crackers. Oh, doesn't that sound amazing? And then pasta, of course. You could use like a rotisserie chicken, boil up some pasta, use a little pasta water and one of these pestos, and just have an amazing dinner in a matter of minutes. It would be so perfect. So we ended up with 24, 26, 28, 31 of these and 12 of the garlic scape pestos. And so I don't think I'm gonna preserve any other kinds of pesto. And then the other thing I did want to mention is the reason I didn't use herbs in these is I would like to kind of control the difference in flavor. My favorite herbs are kind of rosemary, thyme, basil. I love cilantro and parsley. I like sage in certain recipes and those different things. And what I thought is, because it's just so simple, you have the deep onion flavor, the cheese, the walnuts, the olive oil, and it all holds up really, really well together. I can then choose, hey, is this like a roasted chicken dish where I want to add some rosemary and thyme to it? Or is this a simple, maybe a pasta, something like that, where I want to use maybe some ricotta cheese and some different things and have some basil in there? How do I want to dress this up later? So that is the reason I chose not to put any herbs in any of it to start out with, but I'll just label these and pop them in the freezer. I got a notice this morning that our second round of ladybugs were in the mail and they came live. For those of you who didn't see it, we are having an aphid problem here in this greenhouse in particular. And I ordered the ladybugs and they weren't going to be here until now, and we needed them a little bit earlier. So I got up one morning, I was on the phone, and I found a place in Anchorage that had some live ladybugs. Aaron scooted right over that day, brought them home for me, and then helped me let them free in this greenhouse. What's amazing is ladybugs will move on if there isn't enough food for them in whatever location it is that you have them in. And there is still, every single time I come out here, there is ladybugs. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you know what the life cycle of a ladybug is. But it says we can eat 24 aphids a day. We need to be released immediately into the area that the aphids are already established. Mist plants with light water. Release ladybugs at dusk or dawn. Release directly into pest infestations, and store ladybugs in the refrigerators until you're ready to use them. So I want to show you what happens. Here's the thing. I had already ordered these. I think the first batch maybe did their job. There's a ton. Thousands. Wake up, little ladybugs. But look, there's not too terribly, I mean, there's plenty alive in here. And then these were shipped to Alaska. So there's a ton that are not. So we're just gonna come through, do the best that we can, because there is so many still alive. And then let this whole one of them go in this greenhouse, and then I'm gonna let the second one half in that greenhouse and half in the garden. So see right here, I didn't let these ladybugs go. These are the other ones. And they there's still so much food in here that these ladybugs haven't left the greenhouse. And I've been having to have the doors open because it's so warm out. But today it's nice and cool. It's coming into the early evening. There are so many bugs just everywhere. Ladybugs, all of the things. And so it's not a big deal. Now that it's nice and cool, I'll be able to keep the door shut for the next day or so. And unfortunately, though, most of these are dead. The other issue we believe we're having is slugs. I was told these holes, let me get you in here. I was told that this is slug damage only because there's never been any aphids, nothing, there's no seeds, and that's new. Like, that's new holes and such. I'm being told that that is slugs. So after watching Gardening Answers, the bug and slug killer is what she uses. This can be used around your fruits and vegetables, trees, all of the different things. So we are going to try, and anything that has kind of these holes and damage, I'm going to put a little bit of this bug and slug killer down, only because I try to keep this garden as certified organic as possible. And this is for organic gardeners, and I'm doing the best that I can here. And Alaska is really known for the slugs. We get really wet and lots of rain, and it's just a prime location for them. I find it funny that they're in here in the greenhouse, but in the garden I've learned to like keep everything cleaned up underneath the plants, and that really does help control the slugs. But we have to try still and get some peppers, and so we're gonna get a little bit of this going. Okay, and we simply do that by getting a little bit of this around the soil of the plants that have the slug in it. I'm going to show you how bad a couple of these peppers are. These are okay. Oh man, okay. And then again. See, this one's fine, this one's not, and just continues on like that. So we have two greenhouses. The one behind me right here is the one with the problem. I've already opened these ladybugs. And then we're gonna head into this one right now. This one is doing so much better. For whatever reason, it has been warmer and kind of holds the humidity, which is really rare because even though Alaska gets a ton of rain, we're not a humid environment. And so things like the tomatoes, and especially, look at the size of those tomatillos. So, you know, I am 5'8". Those are 6 foot plus tall. The ceiling, the top is 8 foot. So they are quickly approaching, and not only that, they're setting fruit. They're just covered in blossoms. So that is beautiful. This one got a little too much spray on it, and then here we go. So these are the fruit. Okay, so because we're having so much fewer issues in this greenhouse, I'm just opening up the bag. The ladybugs are starting to come out, and they'll spread out, and then I'm gonna take the, I'll just show you. I'm gonna pull the little string thing out. I'm gonna take this and set it into the garden, and then these ladybugs will spread out that way. actually. There's just so many dead. Most of them are dead. So note to self, probably don't order ladybugs to Alaska, but instead get them wherever we can here in this. The size of these peppers in comparison, the plant to the other greenhouse is just absolutely huge. They're in the same soil. They were the same seed starts. They are the same types of peppers. I have very little damage, but still some damage, but much bigger, much healthier plants in this greenhouse. That's my puppy looking for me. But I still am starting to get some of that same damage. And one of the live slugs that I did find was actually in this greenhouse. But the only things I'm seeing damage on is the pepper, so I'm only going to treat the peppers for slugs. Okay, buddy, come on. Groot, you don't fit through there. Come on. Those of you that don't know, Aaron and I only actually have 2 dogs. Roberto is Caleb's, but Caleb brought him home as a puppy here to our house, and then Berto lived the first couple of years here with us, so Caleb cannot take him. Him and I are super attached to each other. Tipper is our dog. I got her as the puppy as well, and I've had her, we are thinking like 12 years now, something crazy like that. Blue, the Springer that you see running around in our videos, is technically our daughter's hunting dog. Our daughter doesn't live at home anymore, and my husband was so upset about her taking Blue that Blue spends the weekends with Aaron and I, and then, oh, Groot, nobody. And then Blue spends the week with our daughter, Cody. Groot is our daughter's other dog, but our daughter is on vacation, and so we're babysitting everyone for 10 days. And so this little puppy, sweet as can be, such a kind spirit, and he just wants to be wherever I'm at. He just is so little and still that kind of age where he doesn't take off running. He doesn't wander off into the woods and do all of the different things that the big dogs do. He can go under that garden fence over there, and so he gets into the garden, but then can't get out on this side, and that's why he was crying. But he tries to stay on the path a little bit. Huh, buddy? Oh, bud. Groot! Groot! Come on. Hi, baby. All right, so the ladybugs are all set free. I keep feeling them on me. We've treated for the slugs. That also, I had ordered that back when I ordered the ladybugs, and it has taken that long to get it as well up here in Alaska. And then I'm not seeing that same damage in the garden, and normally you would see it with the brassicas, cabbage, cauliflower, kohlrabi, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, those different things. I'm not seeing any damage. However, I have 1 row left to clean up this week and get everything tidied and pulled back together. So yeah, we have plenty of work to go here on the homestead. We hope you choose to join us. You can do that by hitting that subscribe button. We have hundreds of other videos like this one if you enjoyed, and we also have many other adventures that we share on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, be blessed. I hope you find something to be grateful for and have a fantastic week.